in Uromi have been complaining of kidnap? When have you gone to see their family members? When have you gone to visit them? What have you done to bring them out of the kidnappers' den? Around Esan area, I got a message yesterday in Ikeke about somebody that says his mom is kidnapped. Have you gone to visit those families of those reeling from the scourge of the fact that the states that they trust for their security cannot provide security? What have you done to bring people out of the kidnappers' den? When the women went out to protest at first because of the scourge of kidnapping in Uromi, what did you do? Did you go visit the homes of these women and reassure them? People in Uromi that have been kidnapped, their lives too also matter in this country. Did you extend that hand to them? Your reassurances, did the government actually nip this crisis in the bud? So as you go to Kano, Governor Ikpebholo, go to Uromi, go to Irua, go to Uboha, where they said they can hardly do anything, economic activities tampered with. Go to Ubiaja, go to Ikeke, where they just sent me a message that somebody was kidnapped the other day. Let it go across board. And the last point I'm going to make is, we need to stop the killings in this country. Just this morning I was watching and seeing on Daily Post that a community in Benue had been sacked. Killings and maimings. We need to stop this. We cannot build a country this way. And the government must try as much as possible to provide security in parts of Edo and all parts of the country, and Esan land in particular. These people are crying. I get messages every day from Esan people locally and in diaspora about how unsafe their homeland has become with the scourge of kidnappers and killings. Governor Ikpebholo also visited Esan land. My commiserations to the family of those hunters killed and lost. Like he said he will pay compensation, and I totally condemn the killings of those people.
Well, I've written an extended essay on this subject today on the back page of this day newspaper, for which I'm a regular columnist, a weekly columnist every Tuesday. And the piece is titled Uromi 16 and the Problem with Nigeria. Now, I do not have any problems with Governor Ikpebholo visiting Kano State. He did so in the context of the ethnic coloration that the tragedy last Friday in Uromi had been given, to the extent that, look, the persons who died, 25 of them were traveling, 16 of them were killed. Even after the matter had been reported to the police didn't do anything. And these persons were called Boko Haram terrorists and kidnappers. They were found with guns and dogs. And on account of that, the vigilante group moved against them and killed them. Now, we don't know the exact circumstances. Now, again, this shows you the issue about ethnic profiling, the issue about the freedom of movement in this country, the problem with the right to life under Section 33, the right to the dignity of the human person under Section 34 of the Constitution, 1999 Constitution, the right to be free from discrimination in under Section 42 of the Constitution, the right of freedom of movement under Section 44 of the Constitution. Those persons who were killed, their fundamental human rights were abridged, violated. The role of the police is another matter in this. The same police that got a report, what did the police do? And why has there been no follow-up, concrete action in defending the interests of these people? As we speak, the people of Uromi, we're told, are fleeing their community because of the fear of reprisal killings. We have seen reprisal killings in Benue and other parts of the country. And so what the governor simply did was to visit Kano, visit the governor, visit the people, visit the affected families in the two affected major local governments in that state to just say, well, the people of Edo State have nothing against the people of Kano State. We all know the story of the Civil War, how reprisal killings, inter-ethnic conflict, snowballed into the blowout and the Civil War of 1967 to 70. I think, we should support any effort by the leaders involved to try to manage the crisis. But the bigger problem is with the security situation in Nigeria, which in itself calls for an emergency response. Emergency not in terms of, removing elected representatives of the people, but emergency in terms of government taking a more critical look at the security architecture in the country, strengthening security at the state level, state police. I also argue that perhaps we need a National Guard rather than the civilization, the abuse of the military in civilian circumstances, even if the Constitution says they can come in aid of civilian authorities. But what we are seeing is that even soldiers, apart from protecting territorial integrity of Nigeria, are now doing police work, all of them at